Hello everybody and welcome to today's video, which is a video I'm both excited about and nervous about, and that is because I'm going to be reading 1-star reviews of my favourite books. And I love watching these videos, and recently Olivia has posted one, loved that, so I was like, let me do that too, because it seems like so much fun. But yes, if you haven't seen her video, I'll link that in the description box as well. You should definitely go watch that. But I am just a bit nervous because I don't like to see my favourite things being criticised, because obviously if I found so much enjoyment from them, I don't want other people to then be having a terrible time with it. So I have picked 6 books today that are some of my favourites, ones that I've given 5 stars, ones that I would say deserve no criticism, and people have criticised them. They've given them 1-star reviews, and I'm going to be reading them today. So I am actually getting these reviews off Goodreads, and I have taken some screenshots, but I'm only going to read like the small ones because I feel like the ones that are like huge in-depth reviews are just going to make me too sad. So I'm going with the small ones. And first, of course, have to start off with one of my favourite books in the world, which is Six of Crows. I love this book. As you know, recently I did get my special edition copies because that's how much I love this book that I bought really expensive hardcover editions. And also I did post an unboxing of that, so if you do want to see that, go check that out as well. But let's get into the first negative 1-star review. This one says 1 star because the stands make me want to claw out my eyeballs with my bare hands with their dumbass behaviour. That was 4 months ago. Now what is the dumb behaviour? That is what I'd like to know, because I don't know, are you hating on the book or are you hating on the people that like the book? Because then are you hating on me? I don't know, but I feel like lots of the fans of this book right now are not super duper happy because the Netflix spin-off, there was going to be a Six of Crows spin-off to the Shadow and Bone show, or there was just going to be an additional season to the show that would follow the Six of Crows storyline that got cancelled, so I think we're all kind of upset. I don't know what the bad behaviour is. Now I'm kind of concerned. What is it, that we just like the book so much? Because I do like that book. This next one says Nina Zenik, the one saving grace of this. And of course we love Nina, so I totally get that, but I love all the characters in this book. And it's like one of the main reasons why I love this book so much, because I love every single one of the characters and I love the found family aspect of all these characters coming together. So to only like one of the characters when they're all so great, I don't understand. But yeah, Nina's great, so glad you liked Nina, but like 1 star, I can't get over it. I can't. This next person said their maths book has a better plot. I would disagree, mainly because I don't love maths, but also because I really like the plot. Obviously because it is my favourite book and I don't have anything bad to say about it. I love the characters. I loved the plot. I thought it was so interesting, and because it's a heist, it's like quite high stakes as well. And then going into the ice court, and I love, oh my gosh, no, all of it. Absolutely loved it. What's bad about the plot? Now I'm actually feeling upset. I don't know if I'm like overreacting right now, but like I feel like I want to talk to all these people and have a little conversation and be like, so please tell me everything. Like I want to know. Why? Why? Because I thought the plot was really good. And I guess it's just a difference in opinion, and that's like that with most things. But I really enjoyed it. I have to move on. Like I don't think I can look at any more bad Six of Crows reviews. So next I'm gonna go with a book that I read last month that I gave 5 stars, and that is Indigo Ridge. I loved this. It's like a romance book with like mystery, suspense, thriller aspects to it as well. So much fun, so interesting, like that ending, the twist, insane. I actually did not see it coming. I was trying to predict what might happen, but then it just like switched completely and I was like, whoa. And I really liked that. But let's see what people said. This person said that they tried, they really did, but 100 pages in and there was not one single thing I cared about, so no thanks. 0 redeeming qualities and the characters are just dry. Now I guess with all books, there is like kind of a threshold that you'd have to like get into it. I don't really remember like what was in the first 100 pages to make it seem not interesting, but I found it really interesting, so obviously like, that's why I kept reading it. But I wonder, like, if this person had like stuck through, would they end up giving it higher than a 1-star rating because of the mystery at the end? or because of like how the whole storyline went. This person said DNF at 35%. They just didn't feel the connection between the two characters and definitely would not call it enemies to lovers. I don't think I ever actually have heard anyone say that. I'm not sure if that's like a common thing that it's marketed as on like TikTok or anything, but I only heard about this book because one of my friends, Liv, she loves this book, loves this author as well. So I was like, I have to read it. Super excited to read it, so obviously ended up loving it. But I don't actually think I had heard about it too much before Liv told me that I should read it. So do people call it an enemies to lovers? Because I don't think it is. That's why I guess this person was expecting that and it wasn't. But like, I don't think, no, they're not meant to be enemies to lovers, I don't think. Now this one, I didn't actually get the full screenshot of the review, but I can like read the first bit and it feels like it says enough because it's kind of sad. It was just 30 days ago as well, like around the time I read the book. And it said, the kind of book that makes you wonder why some books are even published. The writing, the characters, the setting, everything about this was dry and bland. I really enjoyed it, obviously. If you had seen my March reading wrap up, you would have known that I liked it and it was my favourite book of the month. People just think different things. I can't actually. If ever I do this, like and look at bad reviews of books I love, then I'm like, oh, am I wrong though for liking it? Ugh. But there's always going to be someone that doesn't like it. I feel like I need to justify why I like these books now. But they're good. Trust me. Please. The next book we're going with is one of my favourite books by one of my favourite authors, which is Love Theoretically. I read this last year and absolutely loved it. And it's hard for me to see criticism for this book because it's one of my favourite of the Ali Hazelwood books that I've read. And I've like loved all of them. None of them have been below a 4 stars, and I can't. This one was like top tier, loved it so much. And let's look at the 1-star reviews. This person said, my favourite character was the hedgehog. And I think that's funny because the main character in the book did not like the hedgehog. And maybe that's why this person liked the hedgehog. If they didn't like the main character, then they would like the one that she doesn't like. And this next one, I did take a screenshot of the full review because I was shocked. This person said, can she stop writing books about science and in general? No. Who gave this woman a laptop, and whoever it was, please delete her Word document app. I find that very harsh and very mean. I love her writing and I like that it's sciencey. Even though I don't understand science, I feel smart reading it just because I feel like I'm learning new things. Even though I'm probably not because I don't understand what they're talking about. But I'm like, yeah. And I love her writing and it's so lighthearted and that's just something that I want sometimes, and I want a fun book, and that's what her books are like for me. The next person said, copy, paste, change character names, submit. If you've read one Ali Hazelwood book, you've read them all. And I have also heard other people say this before as well. And I don't think it's like fully true, but like, yeah, kind of, because they are in still like a science setting. And obviously, like, there's the same type of humour in all of the books because it's the same writer, so you would expect that. But I like it, so I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I've loved every book that I've read from her, and I've loved all the characters. Could that be because it's kind of like the same character, just like described as a different person? Maybe. But I'm not complaining, am I? I don't agree with the bit that's like, if you've read one, you've read them all, because even though like the characters might have similar interests because it is science, they are completely different science aspects. We've got like physicists, biologists, and like a NASA person. But what was she doing? She was doing something with the brain. I don't know, but they're all like different fields of science, which I feel like is still really interesting to read about. So I did like it, that it was different, but still in the science setting. And then the next person said, my stupid brain couldn't handle all that science talk. And I kind of get that because, again, I don't know too much of science. Obviously, this is like big science things. It's not like school level science. So I don't know what they're talking about. But again, as I've said many, many times before, I just feel smart because I feel like I'm learning new words and I'm like, yeah, science. What do I know of science? I don't. But I still enjoy it. The next book that I have here is The Crimson Moth, which came out like the end of February, early March, but I did read it last year because I did get an art copy, but I loved this. I gave it a 5 stars. I just thought it was so much fun, and people did not agree with me, and that's fine. But this person said that they DNF'd at 43%, and then they said, my little toe has more chemistry with the foot of my bed than whatever these people had. Look, I liked it. It is an enemies to lovers, but it's also like hidden identities, so they don't actually know. One of them doesn't know who the other person is, but they know who each other, but kind of not. Like, kind of hard to explain, but I really liked it, and I don't know what to say. And this next person said, someone tell me this book gets better. I'm only on chapter 3 and I can't with the prose. It's so juvenile and redundant, and the female main character is really annoying and trivial. So, this is what I have to say. This is a young adult fantasy book. The writing is not going to be like a high fantasy because it's not for adults. Perhaps when we are reading young adult fiction, we shouldn't go, oh, it feels a bit young, because I'm sure majority of the people that are reading and reviewing this book right now, because it's new, aren't going to be young adults because they don't know about it as much yet, maybe. So I think that's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of the times now people are expecting so much of young adult books when they're for a younger audience. So I don't know. But again, I liked it. I could appreciate it for what it was. I gave it a 5 stars. And I thought it was still really fun. Even though I was able to like predict the plot and I knew what was going to happen, I still found enjoyment from it because I thought it was a fun storyline and a fun book. And I feel like if you read a lot of books in this genre, you would kind of know the general direction that a book like this would go in. So I was knowing what the plot twist would be, or like what certain aspects of the book would have. So I didn't know what was going to happen, but I still enjoyed it because that's the book that I like signed up to read. I was like, yes, I know what's gonna happen and I'm okay with that, you know? And then another person said, unfortunately, it is really hard to impress me in the YA fantasy genre in this ripe old age. And as I said before, that's because people are expecting so much more in a genre that's like not for their age group. So like, I get that, but you kind of have to like know what to expect at the same time. Next we have some reviews for Fourth Wing, and there were lots and lots of like long reviews in the 1-star section for this. So I only have a few of the short ones, and the first one is one that I've actually seen before. Like, I remember seeing this on Instagram and I just thought it was hilarious. Xaden wears skinny jeans. But I could so see that. And I think it's funny that that's the only thing they have to say in the 1-star category, that he wears skinny jeans. But like, yeah, I can imagine it. Like the skinny jeans, you know, the ones that on the knees had those lines, like that panel with the lines, like black ones though, with the lines. And I hate that. But like, I also can kind of picture it too. This next person said, who had a gun to the head of everyone who rated this 5 stars? Now, I did rate this 5 stars, again, because I thought the storyline was really interesting and I thought the plot was like so fun. I really enjoyed it. I loved that the dragons could speak. I loved that there were dragons in it at all. Like, obviously that's the main part of the storyline, but like, I thought it was so much fun, and I still have not read the second book, so I don't know what to say about that. But this one, really loved it. So, I don't know, was there a gun to my head? No. You've all seen the vlog. If you haven't, I'll link that wherever this thing is. But definitely go watch that, because I was feeling all the emotions whilst reading that book and it was crazy, but I really liked it. And there was no gun to my head. So this next person said, and this is a 1-star review again, Xaden could spit on me and I would ask him to do it again. And the last book that I'm going to read 1-star reviews for is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I did read this last year. Loved it. Once again, obviously 5 stars, and it's just like a really easy 5 stars for me. And the first person said, while the characters were quirky, the plot felt underwhelming and slow. I find myself struggling to finish. And I think that's like a thing you should be expecting in the cozy fantasy genre, that because it's not a high stakes fantasy, that it is kind of slower, because there's no stressful aspects. That was like kind of how I felt reading Legends and Lattes. I think I ended up giving that like a 3 stars or something, I'm not too sure. But I thought that was a bit slow, and that was like my first dip into the cozy fantasy genre, so I didn't really know what to expect at that point. But this one, I just like really liked the characters, and I really liked that they were like witches, and I thought that was so fun. So I didn't have any problems at all with the plot lines or the storyline or any of the characters at all, really. Like I just had like such a great time. But yeah, it could be on the slower side if you're expecting it to be like a fantasy, like something like the Poppy War or something, which is like really high stakes and it's got lots of fantasy. This one is not it. So I guess you just have to know what to expect. This next person said, this is overhyped, but it's got a cute cover. And I don't agree with the overhyped bit, but I do agree with the cute covers because they're both so cute. This is the US one and this is the UK one. Love them both. This next person said, thanks, hated it. What a truly insufferable cast and writing style. And again, I have to disagree. I loved the characters. I thought they were all great, and again, this is like a found family one. So we do have our main character, we have the kids that she's looking after, we've got the librarian who's also the love interest, and then we've got like some older people as well. I can't remember exactly what they did. Like one of them was like a gardener. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain what the older people did because I don't really remember that bit, but like all the characters and how they interacted I really enjoyed. Don't remember what they did in the household, but it was like the cutest found family, so I did really like the characters as well. So I think I'll leave it there. I don't know if I can handle reading any more bad reviews for my favourite books, but I thought this video was actually like so fun to film. I also kind of feel stressed trying to justify myself liking these books, but I did like them. So they're not bad, just some people had differing opinions, but I don't know why. Anywho, if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below so you do not miss any new videos from me. I do try to post every single Saturday, but last week I missed a video. Sorry about that. I have been like so busy recently trying to do my uni work and my assignments, but I'm hoping I'll have a bit more time soon to read more and to make more videos for you guys. So yeah, definitely subscribe so you don't miss when I do upload. But that is all for today. I would love to know if you liked this video because perhaps I could do a second part. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see another one. But that's all for today. Thanks again for watching and I will see you next week. Goodbye.